to talk about not only the urban planning, also about myself, my personal experience to my students. It's very happy to talk about it. This is not often, actually. I'm born in Shanghai. Certainly, the interest of the city is from beginning, and I'm also my home child just in the Shanghai city middle city, so just along the Nanjing Street, the middle of the middle. So for me, it's very important to from childhood to see the city how running, and certainly have a lot of idea, like every boy, to imagine how can we do the better, the street. And where I go to university, so I chose the major to the Tongji University. I spontaneously say, this name, urban planning, is I want. Certainly at that time, from beginning, I very interested. For me, as a boy in the middle school, just the city is the street, not the whole city. And so I hope I can do a better street rather than a better city, actually. That's very spontaneous. For me, it's, I think I live in here, I see the problem, I know the demands, and from the bottom of heart of the boys in the city middle, like we like to place to play, we like to playground to play football, we like to do a lot of, for example, we do a lot of plan form. The model is small, we like to fly, like we need place, space, actually for much more from the bottom of a heart of the boys in the city. They want a space, they want to connect, they want to group people. I think it's very spontaneous. I don't have the turning point, what I say, but if I talk about really the turning point, I would like to say, then in my whole professional life or academic life, have a lot of upgrading. Then we go to the university. Then our professor say, urban planning, like orchestra direct, and the two working with different professions. They play violin much better than you, but you have to understanding the different profession. Mm-hmm. That's the first upgrade. Urban planning, not only you do something, you working with the different profession, mm-hmm. together do a better city. Mm-hmm. And then afterwards, I go to Germany, and I suddenly find that it's not only we working with the different profession, because the ecological is so important. Sustainability is much more important. So we begin to learn a lot of green technology, energy saving, the ecological, sustainable, a lot of new idea, new concept. Mm-hmm. And then suddenly come back. You find it in the urban planning in 1960s, 70s, 80s. So important is sociology. The people, don't forget the people. The people is important. Then another upgrading to much more the social oriented urban planning, to talking about a lot of people, to learn from people. And I come back to my childhood. The people is the beginning and the final point, the terminal destiny, and also the original point. Today, urban planning is not only this one, also not. We are not only for the people living today, because our city have so many years of history, own culture, every city. So we have also learned a lot from our ancient city. The ancient city is also have a lot of wisdom. They also deal with the problem what we today deal with. Actually, we should learn from history, and we should learn also a lot of new time, like the digital time. We have so many information. Never another generation in the past of urban planning have so much data. The city is transparent through the data. So we have also used the new technology to find the real demands of the people, not only one, it's the mass of the people, what they are demands. So today it's easy. The urban planning, we say, not turning point. It's always upgrading, upgrading. Today, only the 40 years, we say the upgrade. I hope every urban planner students can follow this upgrading time to make new upgrading for our older generation, because you have also to know new innovation. Every city have their own challenge. The challenge of the city is our challenge. Urban planner, the most challenge is can we make a better city for the people, or can we only working for ourselves, for our own better life? That's the biggest question. A lot of people say, a lot of profession like a bank, the something another profession, they working say, I do the work for my own better life. But we city planning say we do our work better for the better life of another people, the citizen of the whole people in the city. So it's if they are not satisfied, we are not satisfied with our profession, our urban planning. So that's very clearly if I go to the Germany, I find it's big challenge, because suddenly overcome beyond the physical. A lot of things is sociology. A lot of them is the ecology, ecosystem, urban eco. It's a lot of it to learn, because the people meeting the confrontation of the conflict of the society, and they meet the biggest problem challenge of the global the climate change. So the city have the challenge, we have the challenge. If the city is satisfied, we are satisfied. So then I come back. The biggest challenge for me is the fast urbanization process. From the 18% to the 55% in China, only more than 35 years. But this same rise process in Britain is 120 years. 120 years means 4 generations. From the urbanization process, 4 generations, you can imagine the change is a generation by generation. But in China, in our developing world, we have to, one people in one generation, you do the 4 generation change. Actually, most people is still direct from the rural countryside come to the city, but they can have to follow up the process not only over the generation, they have in generation overcome every transformation to lifestyle as a citizen in the city. So that's very important. And even in China, have the hukou system. The people have registered as the citizen, or the people not registered as the citizen. And so many in Shanghai, for example, we have registered people. It's 15 million, but we have another 10 million. It's not registered. So I create a name not only city for the citizen, because we have so many people not citizen, like tourism, like you visit here, study here, not a citizenship. So we need a bigger name. We now in the World Expo, I say that's the name Albania. It's a new name. It's overcome citizenship. Whatever you welcome, whatever you have, citizenship or not have, but you are living here. You are Shanghai, Albania. Albania means every people living in the city. So that's, I think, we much more think about the Albania. Not only the people have the registered right, also the visitor, the study, the people visiting study, scholar, working, from a different migration. So a lot of people living in the city, we really have to use new name, Albania, rather than citizen. So that's, I think, the biggest challenge, the faster urbanization in developing country, and the global same challenge, climate change, the global migration, the flow of the knowledge in the global, and the certainly also capital flow in the whole world. So that's the urban planner in our past never meets so many challenges, global sized challenges. They don't meet. So it's the time to innovation of urban planning. That's the biggest challenge. We should change our urban planning, use new methods to deal with the new challenge. A lot of never you find the mature result or the result in the past. You have to creation. So it's time of change. It's time to creation. It's time to innovation our urban planning. So we have in China a lot of projects. The projects is not easy to deal with the challenge. For example, the World Expo site. This site was the industry located since 1850s. So totally polluted after 160 years. And it's also the biggest air pollution origin of the whole Shanghai city. Also the river pollution, the origin of the wastewater. So in this case, we are very important to use this World Expo, world events to change the ecosystem in the whole Shanghai. Without this transformation of this older 150 years, the polluted the water and the air pollution, Shanghai never solves the problem. So we use it. Through the international student competition, most students say, yes, we change this one. And so use the big event to change the city as the opportunity to change it. And then if you do it, then you find the industry itself It's also the heritage. It's the very important heritage for Shanghai. Without this, so you shift not only to change the the problem of the ecological problem, but you shift to the history. You have to preservation so many industries, and then you have to challenge the people from the international Expo Bureau say, no, 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 no. Expo always use new building. How can you use the most older existing building? And then you have to come to in China. So many people every day, over 1 million people visit in half years. So if you use the traditional way, the private car come, you have to make a huge parking place, like 3 square kilometer parking place. And that's in the city, in the middle. If you do so many parking places, they will demolish so many residential area. So I say no, but how can you say no? You have to begin to use the mass transportation. But in Shanghai, that times where I begin only 4 lines, 120 kilometer metro lines. And then every people say, if one day, 1 million people, how much metro line do you need? I will calculate and say we needed 12. But before the opening of Expo, only 6 years. 6 years we have to build new metro lines, 8. And then the huge transformation of the whole Shanghai mass transportation system. But we finally very happy. Through our hard work, before in these 6 years, we finished this new 4 existing and plus 8 new lines. So 12 network, the metro line, that becomes at that time the longest metro lines in the whole world. In 6 years, we worked. So urban planner not only dream, urban planner also very hard worker to realize our dream. Mass transportation have to work, have to sometimes also conflict with the side they to protect their own interests for the city, a better city. You urban planner not only dream, also have to fight to realize our common dream. So for me, my experience, both as a practice, the profession in the city, and also as the professor in the university, I think very important. One profession should be go to always learning from another. So you have to academic, but every academic urban planner have to do real problem. Otherwise, you're just talking your dream to your student. You don't have no real people, real problem of instrument in the praxis. How can realize the city? If our next student, generation student, only have the dream, only have the value, cannot realize our better city dream, how can to realize? I think it's not our education target. Very important, always left hands praxis, right hands academic learning. So for me, I think why you have 2 hands, you have to both sides combine together. I think next generation urban planning is the combine together. Don't separate anymore academic and the praxis. Professional need academic, academic need profession. So then only in this way our urban planning education will be long, keep our variety to always innovative. Yeah, that's very important. I hope this Mondos Urbano is the new driver for the new generation urban planning to innovation our urban planning profession and both academic. That's very important. I think that's the hope. We hope not only Europe, Latin America, also Asia together, we make a better city through our combination academic and profession. Thank you.